probably make a good 70.
Wait, what?
It's a guessing game. How many
60,
pies
because
do you
all the
think you
gristle.
could make off
Okay.
of one person if you were to kill them and cut them up?
We are live.
Wow!
Okay, we are live again. I
could probably
accidentally
get more
ended the stream, so
meat
I
out for
started
you than
again.
her. So you
The
probably be
wrong
about
Does that
50.
affect the actual...
I don't think so.
Video?
I think it'll link them together. I've had that happen before where it linked them together.
Oh, did you not know I was a cannibal?
We're talking about Cadence eating humans and how she would have human pies. And we were sort of doing a game, or I was just making a joke saying, guess how many pies you can make out of your friends. So I was like, well, how many pies do you think you can make with him?
And I just listed off how many pies I
happens.
can make out of each of you.
Depends on how frugal we're being. Are we being, Great Depression frugal, or are we being, prime
Well,
meat frugal?
We're making a pie trying to get rid of the meat, so American style.
Thank you for using that word.
How many of you have seen Sweeney Todd?
Mm-hmm.
Hannah, you're going to need to watch that if you're going to continue playing Cadence.
What is it?
Honestly, while the
Sweeney Todd.
cannibalism thing is
I think
a deal, Cadence is not at all like any of the characters in Sweeney Todd.
Well, Mrs. Muffet or whatever her name is.
No, because she's not.
She
a
baked
sycophant.
pies.
But she's not a sycophant for anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I said, other than the cannibalism, she's not anything like any of those characters.
That is a great subject to come back to, I'm sure.
Are we still by the water, or have we made it back to the house?
You're still by the water.
Okay.
You weren't here when Carl explained what his gem could do, and I don't know if we were live at the time.
Yes.
So,
Oh, that's when we weren't live.
yeah, so go ahead and if you want to re-explain it, go ahead.
Oh,
Wait, we weren't live for that?
I think we were.
We
Thought
might
we
have
were.
been.
I think I left.
He can summon a water.
He wasn't here, but...
She's giving me a gift to summon a water elemental once a week that
Oh.
can grapple and freeze enemies.
Very nice.
Yep.
Summoning stone.
Oh,
And I have offered to make him something to hold it in. Because it
And
doesn't
you
have
can
to
cast
be
it once a week.
I said that.
Cool.
I didn't know, sorry.
So,
Well, I'm tired. I'm glad you were able to. I guess we didn't really talk, but I'm glad you got to see her.
I don't think
No,
that was
you
her.
can get
I
that.
got that one. It's like Danny Phantom.
Well, I'm ready to get some sleep. We got a big day tomorrow.
Yes.
Number 1 is find Roxy. Number 2, save the goblins.
Alright, we got an early morning, so y'all need to sleep.
Yes.
Okay.
Start digging a hole.
Pick you up by this spot. No, this is public property. I pick you up like a suitcase by the spine and just carry you.
Beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep.
I want to see. I want to see Buddy take the form of suitcase, and you just dressed in a suit, tie.
We have
and everything,
stated that
just-
you should be able to take a slime-like.
It will look, you can
shape.
look like an object, but you cannot be of the actual colors. You'll
You
still
just
be the slime.
You'll be in the shape of the object.
That'd just be so
Like a
hilarious.
Can we do that?
Spatula.
I would
That's what I'm
say
saying,
yeah.
Okay.
That's what, you
With-
have to
with-
see it.
With a check, but yeah.
You have to see it.
Yeah.
And then you get to see how well you're going to be able to do it. If you can form it well enough.
I would say.
Especially Buddy, because he's got the metal spine in him, he's able to
I'm thinking
form better.
more
Yeah.
he's able to disperse and then regroup easier.
I will say for now, let's keep it a trait for just Buddy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Um,
Well, Roxy could probably slightly do it, but just not as well as Buzzy. Not as accurate.
You
as
couldn't
Buzzy.
move while doing it.
that's your miniature if we need it for whatever reason. Until I get Panzer actually
He's got a shield.
finished
It's,
painting.
it's close.
Anywho,
But there.
so the next day dawns. You guys all have your
Better
provisions.
That's
During the
scary
night, I'm going to work on making a case, like a medallion, but a locket. So the size and like a big circle medallion, but it opens and closes and has a space inside.
Didn't you state before the break though? I may be wrong, but didn't you take a night's rest and you rolled 16 for
Yeah,
construction?
we rolled really low and then we left, so I assumed.
I was
we
still
just-
counting that for after that. Since,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna keep that.
It's a new bean that I got. His name's Cracker Jack. He's a Navy
Okay.
themed character.
Got it.
I go to sleep in my bed,
Okay.
and I eat my potato. As
He's
I'm
literally got
falling
the Popeye wink in his rack.
asleep.
Alright, so everyone was good on where we caught up to and everything?
Yeah.
Let's go.
We don't-
Okay. So, like we did 2 weeks ago,
We're
we're
off
gonna
to
skip forward. We'll say until you get to.
rocks.
We'll skip forward until you get to. The Sed. So,
So we're going downriver for a while.
Information about this country, just for the sake of moving through it. Religion is frowned upon, so be aware.
Aha.
This country is actually ruled by a king, versus Zakolia is actually ruled by a council, which is heavily influenced by the church. One of which their members are on the council.
Religion is from him.
And then it's Kingdom of Zeketh.
Oh.
Over here, this is where you're going.
Right.
This is where you have been.
Gotcha.
Religion is a big thing, and he controls the country here. Here,
Okay.
it doesn't. It's
Cool.
exactly the opposite.
I should call my goddesses every day I could.
I mean, technically, it's not religious. In your case, you don't worship her.
I mean,
But
we don't know
don't
that.
you?
Oh my god.
Simp.
Okay. So, you do have information that Roxy was going with,
Carnivores. Yeah.
what's her name? I had it.
Carnivores.
Takara or?
Wolf lady.
It's sort of with an S or something.
Sarl-Heima.
Oh, I don't know.
So she was going with Sarl-Heima, and they were being taken to the circus.
The
So.
circus.
So, upon entering Lisset, this is almost just as busy a city as Shrakar is, but here where Shrakar is not so much big, amazing houses, it's just a city where people live, they do business, and everybody comes through here and goes. The only really big buildings in Shrakar are the ones that are official purposes, people that control or linked to control of Shrakar. Where there's power, there's buildings. Here in Zakolia, everything's massive. People have money, houses are built tall, houses are built grand and glorious. Here, the church doesn't have much of a say, so everyone's out for themselves, and the people who are out for themselves have a lot. It's dog eat dog in Zeketh. And here, it's even more so in the Sed. So, as you enter from a distance, as you come over the pine hills and vineyard-encrusted, hillsides, for sake of brevity, I'm modeling this after Rome. So if you ever, saw Gladiator, that's what the landscape looks like.
Ancient Rome or modern Rome?
Ancient.
Okay.
Think of the movie Gladiator.
Never seen it. Let's move on.
Moving on.
That's my code.
As you walk in, there's a lot of hustle bustle. Some people being carried by slaves. Others, the slave population here is huge. A lot of people just here, working their life. They are in servitude and slavery, but
There's no. It's kind of obvious. Sam has actually turned off her face. She is not expressing anything.
For sake of it, there's almost more slaves here than there are people.
Damn.
Just free people.
It's a little scary.
That's the way
It's
Rome
a
was.
bad idea, to be honest.
Yeah, that's one of the
Like-
reasons why Rome fell.
Yeah, don't outnumber yourself with people that you abuse.
To be honest, a lot of the slaves here do have high position. The ones who walk freely about the city, to the point of doing their daily tasks and living.
To be a slave is to be oppressed. Whether it's abuse in the traditional sense or not, you are being abused.
Within the society, though, there's enough that the society is stable enough as it is right now. But you enter the city. There's bazaars. It's a very dusty area, just because of where the geography affects everything. The weather here is a little bit drier. Seasons are a little bit different. Changes as you get farther out to Shakar, and the river continues down. Along the river itself, there's a lot of green. But here in the city, where there's a ton of walking, not much growth and stuff, no plants and everything, it's dusty. But one of the major landmarks that you see as you enter the city is a statue of the king. And he stands literally built, standing as conquering symbols of the trichotomy. Bodies crushed under his, chariot that he's
Well,
riding.
I'm glad I decided to wrap the sheath.
Beyond that, more bizarre slave markets, again, lots of food, and the circus.
As we're walking, I'm actually going to hold up my hand and step to the side and close my eyes and feel out the area for any Teflon.
Okay.
Oh.
That is a 26.
26. Your observance is good. There aren't a lot of Teflon that you can sense in the immediate area.
Okay.
You do get the idea that due to the society being a high level of slavery, even though this area is highly atheistic, the level of slavery conflicts with the beliefs of most people in Teflon race.
That's kind of... I was not checking for slavers. I was checking for slaves.
You don't have, thankfully. Most
Okay.
Teflon have the smarts to avoid Zakolia. Or Zeketh. But beyond that, the biggest building you have ever seen, basically the Great Colosseum. It is the circus. Streamers flying high above, higher than the birds are flying. And the closer you get to the circus, the more activity there is. Outside there are vendors, lots of gambling taking place, smaller fights and rings and stuff like that.
Take a peek, looking at it. About the smaller fights
Okay.
as we're walking.
I do want to state this. On the way here, you said it was 2 months to get to the
Yep.
goblin, so I'm assuming it's been a month.
Mhm.
Every night I was working with Buddy on his talking.
For the sake of that, you have a basic vocabulary at this point in time.
Okay, so
Just,
Well,
I'm suddenly hearing that toy from Toy Story.
Food.
I looked back at Juliana and I was like, I have 3 kids in this. Oh god.
They'd be like, oh, squirrel. Food.
I'm listening to the
That's his favorite word. Food.
free,
Yes.
Food.
right, not the history. Trying to remember, listening to the studying did with Buddy, and just kind of remembering.
Okay. There's not much more that you can learn with it. It's basics.
Yeah.
other than that, yeah, you're able to accomplish basic vocabulary quite easy.
Level 4.
Okay.
They're your basic for young.
Oh, age. Okay, yeah. So you can talk like Emma. Right?
Almost like Emma.
Yeah.
Emma's 6.
Oh,
How
it's
is
been.
this
I
going?
keep forgetting 2020 happened.
You can
I
tell.
know, right?
The situations in which free people are taking part, they are at a huge advantage. It's blood sport. And the people that are thrown in against them are barely any clothes at all, let alone armor, and very mundane weapons. Versus heavy armor. It's literally there for blood sport. Basically, buying tickets to get up close and place bets on the fights, pretty much. And
That doesn't look really fair.
as you get
There's
closer,
like grinding like in my chest.
I'm so glad I can traumatize half of the party this way.
You know, I can hear the cranking.
Next thing you know, Roxy's just alongside the wand fighting with her. Oh wait, there's 2 werewolves now, what the fuck?
The fights per se, instead of betting to see who's going to win, they're literally betting and watching timepieces to see how long their contestant lasts. That's how blood sport this is. And for the sake of Vodoma, you are able to sense quite a few goblins here. There's quite a bit of people here. Some of them gambling their money away
Are there any
in
Teflon that
hopes
I
of
see?
dreams, but losing.
I'm not
Um,
surprised.
No. Thankfully, no. I wouldn't do something so terrible.
I mean, you know what would happen, right? Out
You-
comes Greg, and I'm killing everybody in the stadium I can.
Hands are. It's a good day.
Ah!
You look over. What's that in your hand?
Oh God! We'll talk about this later.
You better survive so I can.
Alright.
You're grounded after this.
Oh man.
If it's good.
There, as you continue on, I presume you're heading to the circus, or closer and deeper to the circus.
Should we get some information first, or are we going right to the circus?
It's up to you guys. I was
I
just
was asking.
giving you enough progression into the scenario to let you decide what you wanted to do.
I'm going to walk up to the ticket booth.
Okay. The circus does cost 15 gold pieces to enter.
I'm gonna ask,
Damn.
who's in charge of the circus?
The circus, the owner is the Baron Thorndike.
The
Oh.
douchebag.
Thorndick, okay.
You say that, and he's like, don't say that.
Don't say what? Thorndick?
Why did
He
you
looks
say-
over and you see that there is a guard in the back of the booth and this guy's dead for sure.
Why did you say that? Sounds like an orifice or something.
If you don't, if you're not going to pay the tickets, you're not allowed to enter.
But
I'm
we
sorry,
are-
you must
That's
go.
fine.
Okay, okay.
That's fine.
We just want to talk to Thorndick.
You should roll a charisma check before you get the entire party arrested.
I will assist.
You got arrested for saying
I
a
am-
word?
Standing back, smiling proudly.
18 plus
Yes.
whatever he adds.
Not much.
But he's just
Plus, 10. So plus 2.
20.
20? Okay. I'll go easy on you. I'll only add a d4. Okay. You aren't incurring the wrath of
The guard.
the immediate guard. They're not dealing with it today. It's their Monday.
On to actual serious matters.
Oh.
Have you noticed anything strange happening lately? lots of food going missing. Maybe a
I have to roll for that.
prisoner or two.
Maybe a prisoner too.
You notice he like tucks a piece of cheese deeper into his tunic, and he's like, no, I haven't noticed any food missing at all.
A bit more than that, my friend. Larder's emptied, kind of thing.
Roll a stealth check for me.
A stealth check?
Because he started to whisper, obviously.
15.
15? Okay. You're fine. He's like, no, not that I know of. Not at all.
Are there kitchens in this circus?
As you're saying that, there's a line that's been growing behind you, like, pay for your tickets already! We want in!
I turn around and go, I'll pay when I want to. And then I turn back around. Are there any kitchens?
I go walk over to
And
the
then
guard.
Buddy's
I
like-
just slink away and I go towards the guard.
Slowly just open someone's
just look-
foot. You hear someone going, ah! He's trying to eat someone's foot.
Oh my god.
Real, just let me get the answer.
The
Are there any
person that
kitchens in
shouted
this
at
place?
Not available to the public. There's food vendors, though.
Okay.
Do you want a ticket? I gotta keep the line moving. You're really gonna kill me.
How about this? I'll come back later. And then I turn and I go and grab Buddy's spine.
Get off me! Get off me! Ah!
Shoot
Sorry,
him with
he
it.
gets hungry.
Just the leather slowly. And you're like, Mike! Come on!
And you hear,
Is he the only ticket booth?
Huh?
Is he the only ticket booth?
There's a number of them, but the one that the party stepped up to.
Okay. I go up to the guard that I was going up to. And I'm like, hey, I would check for stealing. I believe he stole some food.
Okay.
Snitch.
I'm getting in.
Good call.
How's this going?
Very good call.
Okay.
As a DM, you have kudos, buddy.
I was waiting for it.
He looks over. Looks over to another guard. Guard takes his place. The line continues moving. The rest of the party, I'm presuming, has stepped aside, following Sam.
I'm kind of just standing about 15 feet away from Panzer, just kind of waiting.
After a few minutes,
Holding
the
my
line
buddy
stops.
briefcase.
They redirect him to another booth. You can see they're frisking him down inside. There's yelling, begging, screaming, and he's dragged away. He's just condemned to die. Gotta die.
Can Buddy eat him?
my
Well,
I actually walk forward. Wait, did you actually say that? You're
I'm gonna
not
let
a cat.
Buddy go.
Is this a different guy?
Oh yeah, I
Remember,
forgot.
it's a
it
Did
takes
Buddy
about-
actually say that though?
it takes about
About a year.
30 minutes to get a new
Hey.
guy to take a booth.
Hey, buddy, not you. What's gonna happen to him?
Oh, he'll be thrown into the circus. And it's just some other fodder.
Can we take care of him? He's hungry.
He kind of goes like this, and he's like, I don't know,
Buddy's already wrapping
you really
himself
have
on
a
his
job
foot.
to do.
Look at him. Look at him. Is he really gonna be that entertaining?
You can obviously see he's asking for a bribe.
I know. I'm just kind of going along.
Buddy's already getting on the guy's foot.
Okay.
I was talking
Stop
to.
it.
I was like, hey, is there some kind of finder's fee?
I'm gonna hold you
I
right
get-
there.
Okay.
I was kind of working on that. I reach into my pocket and I pull out a gold piece, and I say, he's not gonna be that entertaining. Look at him. He's a fatty.
He's like, I can put on a good show.
And then I kind of pat the guy's head and flip a coin over to the guard.
Please don't do this. He's like, and he drags you away into an alleyway. There's two guards, and Buddy, do you eat there?
No, Buddy does not eat. We'd like some privacy, please. He's kind of a nervous eater.
Go ahead and roll a charisma check for me.
It's a 20. Charisma's my thing.
Holds out a hand again. This time, very obviously.
I mean, you're in an alleyway.
Yeah, he takes it. Leans down to the guy. He's like, you know what happens as soon as they find you. And then he leaves. And you're alone in the alleyway with this guy.
So it's the rest of the party except
I'm gonna
Panzer.
just watch our both.
Yeah, so it's the rest of the party here except Panzer.
Totally making sure.
So I kind of sit across from him, like, you know not to run, right?
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. So now you're gonna answer my questions.
Sure, whatever.
The kitchens. How do you get in? You obviously know.
There's a
Buddy.
slave entrance. There's a slave entrance to the basement behind my booth. There's a lot of guards though. If you get past, I'd be surprised. But the kitchens are like in the third basement down, near where they keep everybody in cages.
Okay, so that was actually my next question. Where are the prisoners?
Pretty much third and second floor.
Okay.
The as far as the basements goes, the first basement floor is part of the secondary levels of the Coliseum.
Now, I want your completely honest opinion on this. 2 questions. What do you think of slavery?
It sucks.
Okay, good. What's the worst thing you have ever done?
I
Don't lie. I know when you lie.
gotta see how bad these crimes are. I have to roll for this.
And that's
I was not
a
prepared for
25
this
on
slave.
intimidation.
Oh fudge.
Can I cast something to make him tell the truth?
I just rolled a 25 on intimidation.
Okay. I'm gonna say sure. Vadoma, you can assist with this by creating a skill if you want. I want to give Vadoma a chance.
Yeah, that's what
to
I'm
prove
saying.
herself.
Like, you can help with that. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to make it a skill, go ahead and fill me in on the details.
Okay. I would just kind of subtly, kind of just move my hand a little and whisper a little bit of a prayer. Just, I want him to tell the absolute truth.
Okay. Roll a charisma check for me.
Okay. And I'm gonna use a point to try and make this a skill.
So you roll a d20.
So it's a 19.
Oh, nice. She didn't add her modifier.
Oh, okay, got it. A 19? Yeah, that'll succeed. So on top of that, he's sitting here, he's like, I killed a guy. Twice.
We've all done that.
I mean, he was my boss. I didn't like him, so I killed him.
Damn.
What do you mean twice?
I mean, I had 2 bosses.
Ah,
Oh my god.
you're one of those folks.
Eh.
Would you do it again?
Yeah,
Me.
yeah. They were
Me.
jerks.
Kill
No. Would you do it
evil
to another person?
man.
Yeah.
Here, buddy.
He's sitting here and he's like, why am I telling this guy this?
All right.
The buddy's like, we.
I want you to stay really quiet for just a minute.
Buddy.
I shove Buddy onto his head.
Okay,
And then I let go and just let you feast. You might want to turn away, everybody with Vadoma. Did Vadoma cover your ears?
I'm watching the corridors
Before
because
Buddy
no one comes.
suffocates him, he goes, would you kill boss? The guy? He got waxy.
he honestly says, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Could you?
no. Okay, roll a grapple check for me. You guys are terrible. Wow.
I was already on him because he shoved me on him.
We might
This
be
isn't the
able to-
worst thing this party's
You
done.
can use it as a distraction.
14 plus whatever grapples is.
As soon as a guard sees him, he's dead.
Yeah, distract
he's
them,
an unarmed
make them
person.
go through the door.
You
All
know-
the guards chase him.
No,
They go down.
2 guards chase him, and then 30 guards
true.
come forward. It's not gonna help.
True.
So
We might be able to still use him as bait.
And with this, Buddy is now as smart as another human.
True.
Technically speaking, yeah. He gains, enough vocabulary to speak as an adult.
And he
True.
can take a human form.
Yes, this is true.
He's eating them.
Alright,
I rolled 14 on the dice.
This is a guy, so the first form that Buddy can take is a guy. Just as a note, because we had that conversation earlier. Other than that...
Does the form they have to take have to be identical?
For the Devour skill, yes.
No, I mean like if they take a human form.
If I
Does
take the
it have to
form,
be
it's
that
gonna be
human
that
form?
human.
Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure.
Unless they can have multiple human forms.
Okay.
To like
But the
steal
one I eat
identities.
is gonna be the one I become.
Okay. Just making sure.
So if I eat you, I'm gonna become you.
No, you're just gonna become nothing because I'm inorganic.
As in you. You.
Oh,
say,
okay.
you. As in Trevor.
Okay.
Alright. So
It's not letting me see what her grapple is. I forgot what her plus is on grapple.
She rolled a 14 on the die.
it's fine. Yeah. It's a feast.
Strength 5, is that what you want?
Here you go.
So as you all leave the alleyway, the soldiers look down just to see a bone.
Buddy.
And they're like,
Look after yourself.
so you and your death enticing machine or inciting machine.
Which one are you talking about?
Death in a suitcase.
I was gonna say, like, I'm literally a death inciting machine. She's kind of a death inciting machine.
Oh, jeepers, you guys. Alright,
The guard.
What's the guard's name?
so back to Panzer out here while interrogations
Does
and
guard have
lunch
a name?
occur.
It's the toll booth person.
What's
This
the guard?
is happening outside of what we're doing.
No, the guard's name that I just ate.
Oh, that wasn't a card.
Face.
Or whatever. What's his name? Or what is he?
Gen. G-E-N.
G-E-N.
For the
Was
sake
he a
of-
guard?
I had that name in my head.
He's not a guard, he was a
He was a
toll booth.
slave.
The one I ate?
Yes.
Alright. I was putting that in Buddy's thing.
Anywho, back out to you at the guard before they come
Sorry
back
if
up.
that wasn't what you wanted.
And they're
to
like-
hear, 'cause of the eating something.
I mean-
Right, this is-
I wanted to kind of use them as
Yeah,
bait.
I mean, we could file something. I mean, yeah, we can get on that. As soon as
But you know how a
yeah,
full
here they
book
come.
vocabulary.
And the other two guards come out. One takes his
And you're
post,
more
and he's like,
That was
"All right,
something
follow
else
me.
in
Let's
college
do this
before you did
paperwork."
more
Takes
of
you
that.
behind the
Oh, no, you're
booth.
fine. Buddy's fine.
Back behind,
I don't have to talk.
in some of the inner workings
Or
of the
attempt to,
place.
like,
And goes up to like one of the head slaves and he says, "Yeah, we just had a thief incident. Thief was taken care of, but this guy was the one that reported it." And he's like, "Which one?" And he's like, "Is it Jen?" I think his name was. He's like, "Oh man, that would explain a lot." And he, scratches him off his tablet and he's like, "All right." And reaches back behind a counter, pulls out 5 silver coins, and slides them across. Put your mark on this, slides the tablet across to you, basically notifying that you assisted local government with catching a thief. And that it was the own
Assistant.
thief of this. Do you guys have spare coin?
This is for the...
When I bribed the guard.
Ah, yes, thank you. That was much helpful. And then...
We got a little information.
Yeah.
Behind the booth.
I mean, it wasn't like the guy was going to survive anyway.
And... You signed the tablet, I'm presuming?
Sure.
Yeah, alright.
How are they with nobility outside of this town? Are they frowned upon or anything like that?
You don't know. You do know that there is a higher level of nobility in Zeketh than there is in Zakolia. Technically speaking, you outrank everyone in Zakolia.
But different ranks in different areas usually don't meet well.
Well,
right?
remember, 1, you're a diplomat from another country. 2, you're a prince, according to your papers. 3, you are literally the son of the chief of your nation. So, you're probably higher rank than most nobility, at least by title, not by money.
Okay.
Which money means a lot here, but still.
So is it a pen they give me?
No,
Like
it's
ink
a
pen?
it's a it's a
Or is it
tablet, clay tablet kind of scenario.
Okay.
So it's basically scratching to it.
Okay. I go for my my quill. Oh, I must sign something. And I pull out my not eagle. The really big one.
The peacock feather,
Yeah, I pull out the peacock feather. and I'm
which fascinatingly enough has had a tube to keep it safe the entire time.
Yes.
And the guy just looks up and pulls the clay tablet around to you, and he's like,
what
you-
is that?
we
No
don't
paper?
use paper for stuff like this.
Oh, my bad.
That would probably ruin that. Just use
Yeah.
a stick.
It's
Use this stick.
It is literally a sharp and pointed stick.
it's a stick.
That'll work too.
I will not use a stick.
And he's just like, I keep getting my stick stolen anyway.
Need to get it tied to your.
Oh, goodness.
So you leave your name in there, I'm presuming. He's like, thank you for your assistance to the local government. Have yourself.
Good question.
Yes.
You're part of the circus. Is there a certain booth for higher ups go to?
Typically, it's much more expensive to get into those areas, but yeah, there are, beyond the lower common seats, there are balconies and places where people of wealth typically go, or of renown.
Okay. How
The weird
are
ass fly.
how is royalty
I like yellow and
set,
green.
in other countries coming to this country?
Depends on if you're invited by the king to the circus or by Lord Thorndyke. If you've been invited, then admission is usually you're an accompaniment of them. But if you are
Traveling.
paying, depending on the height of the booth seat and how luxurious it is, you could be looking at anywhere from 500 gold pieces to a few thousand.
Okay. And is betting legal?
What would the circus be without betting?
Very true. Very true. Just making sure I'm new to the area and
I could tell. Not used to clay tablets, but
yes.
that's okay.
Well, thank you. Good luck with the pickpockets.
Excellent, yes, and thank you for your assistance with the local government.
Glad I could help.
And before you leave, charisma check.
18.
Very good. He reaches into, or he goes over across the room to some other guy who's working. Stuff is getting stacked, and he's like, he whispers under his breath, and he takes a token from him. He's like, present this at the gate when you buy tickets. They'll give you a discount.
Very thoughtful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I head on out.
Okay, so you exit the
I
way you
keep
came in.
notice of the guards and whatnot. What kind of patrols they do.
The security is super heavy.
Yeah.
Very heavy.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, if you're familiar with slave-type societies, they even reward slaves for reporting other slaves.
Right.
So, security is tight.
Cool.
It also sows distrust and prevents rebellion.
Pretty much.
I head back
Very opposite.
to the group looking for them.
Okay. You do find them outside. They've set the side away from the main line.
Here you go. I'm running low on funds. We wanted to go in?
No.
No?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, we get a discount when we go in.
Okay, well. Oh, okay. I guess that's right.
It's a token. I don't have.
That's
that.
Roxy's money. You can't use that. Buddy has no money.
The head.
Did the toll guy have money on him?
No, he was a slave.
Oh, okay.
Even if they did, it's super rare and yeah.
The head slave gave me the token.
We need to go speak to some people in town before we even bother with the circus. If we go, we're not going to be able to access any of the areas we need.
By the way,
Should find Moxie.
Yes.
let's go back to that alley. Or is there an alley that is close by?
Yes. Yeah. The shush.
You did what?
Nothing. Yeah, I have.
All of a sudden, does he even notice that Buddy's talking better?
Wouldn't.
For the sake of this, I'll say, yeah, sure. You've been taking note of their lessons. You're noticing Buddy
No,
speaking.
the fact that he's speaking actually more of adult after he ate gin.
That's what he said.
Yeah, considering
knows
the fact
what you were
that he's
speaking
up
like
to date
before.
with your studies and he declared that he's paying attention to your studies, he would immediately notice that you're using words much more clear and much more precisely than you have been.
And better than mine.
Bloop bloop.
Let's head this way.
Yes.
So as you step away from the lines and back away from the circus, to the two goblins that you have had traveling with you, they're just like, come on. And
What's the gamble?
they were both gambling, and the one was sitting here, and you can hear under their breaths, shouldn't have. I told you not to. And the guy's like, I couldn't resist, man. And you get the idea that they just totally lost all their cash.
You like to gamble, huh?
Well, yeah.
Ladoma, do you too?
Do I what now?
Do
Like
you
to gamble.
Like to gamble?
I like to gamble on decent things. And I kind of like give them a withering, disgusted look.
This is kind of disgusting.
They both kind of wither under the priest's, glare.
This is basically like
Glare?
your local preacher telling you did a bad thing.
She did a glare?
Yes.
Yeah,
you
she
can
did
glare
say
while
she-
you're blind. They can make facial expressions, dude.
Okay.
Just because he can't taste most things doesn't mean he doesn't have a tongue. I love you guys.
So yeah, we'll go to the alleyway.
Okay.
And I'm like, security's pretty tight. Yeah, really tight inside. I went inside for
That's
a
what
little
she
bit.
said.
Oh my god, please don't tell me you was one of those people.
What'd I do?
Not you. Okay.
Okay.
Back to what you were saying.
But yeah, security's really tight. Like tight.
Oh my god, you ate a pervert. I'm disappointed in myself.
Why, buddy? Why?
Alright.
So what kind of people are we looking for?
We're gonna have to look around town, try and get a feel for how society works here. Then we're gonna try and get some higher ups.
Can I eat them?
No, only when I say.
Okay.
So good news. I don't look frowned upon for being royalty in another area.
Okay.
So that's good. Get that going. Where to first? The bar?
First, I would say find an inn to stay at.
Inns and bars are usually side by side, if not together.
Somewhere I can work.
We need somewhere a little quieter. Or boom boom.
I look out to the gate, past the fields.
Boom boom?
Was there some
No.
kind of check to get into town?
No.
I mean,
Gates are open.
we can't. If y'all want, we could just go camp outside of town.
I like holes.
I would prefer that.
Honestly, me too.
But maybe the gate's closed.
Is there a guard nearby that I can talk to?
Yeah, there's plenty of guards walking up and down the street.
I'm gonna walk up and tap one on the elbow.
Yeah. Can I help you?
Do you close the gates to town anytime?
Close them at night. The smaller ones, the main one stays open.
24/7?
Yeah.
All right,
Unless there's
thank
an
you.
emergency.
That's all I needed to know. Thank you.
You want to come out to date with me later?
Ew.
Oh.
Guy just withers. And the other guy is like, ha ha. And they both walk off.
Aww.
Now, when you run into those people, simple, concise words are what you need. I'm still holding him like a briefcase. Simple, concise words is what you need to use. Exact. Alright. Okay, now we know where we're gonna stay.
Gotcha.
Yes, let's go to a bar.
To the bar! Alright. So, there's plenty of bars up and down the street. Some of them open, in the street bars with tables. Some of them inside with shade. Up to you what kind of venue you want to go as far as the aesthetics.
Middle class.
Okay.
People
So-
who know both the poor and the rich.
You're going to be probably going to a second floor bar. Prices are going to be a little bit higher. Wine and alcohol is not going to be as watered down. But you get in. There's light coming in from archways that open into the street with noise. But it's got some candles lit where necessary, and it's got a nice aesthetic, restful, shady.
I go to the bar.
Okay. There's plenty of people sitting around, and one of the bartenders comes up to you. Looks like a well-treated slave.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How can I help you?
Just got done some traveling. Looking to what was?
Maybe I could recommend a mint frond.
I'm sorry, what?
A mint frond.
What is that?
Pulls out a green bottle, pulls out a brown bottle, pours in some liquid, pours in some more liquid from the green, and then...
Are you a chemist? In character.
He's like, yeah. and he
Oh!
and he just sits here, puts this little device into it and starts pumping. You can see it's pumping air into it, and it's just starting to froth up this cream that he's put in and added to it. And then he just slides it across the counter.
How much is it? I've heard about traps like this.
2 silver pieces.
2 silver. First time discount, silver and a half.
I'll give it to you as silver. If you don't like it, I'll give it back.
I would
Make an
totally
alcoholic out of
drink
you
it
again.
all. I would totally drink it all and be like, ugh, sucks, no.
You probably shrivel
No,
up.
just like, and the slow kind of drinking, like...
And
That sucked,
just to let you know, it is
Like a shot glass.
it is for you a shot glass. For someone else,
That's what I'm saying with
A cup.
him.
but for you, it's a shot glass.
Okay.
It smells minty. It smells fresh.
Oliver.
I would assume I would go straight to
You
a
have
quiet
been
corner.
shouted at twice now, so...
Yeah.
I go
Does
up
this
to...
smell drinkable?
Smells like alcohol.
Nice drink.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, it does.
Minty.
Very minty.
alcohol.
Imagine. For the sake of me not ever having alcohol being actually drunk, this has enough of a bite from the mint, but that butterscotchy cream
Kinda like
mint
Fireball.
flavor.
Okay.
It's
Smooth,
both
but
creamy-
fierce.
It's
Ref-
smooth
but-
going down, and then it hits you.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's got that cool, refreshing aftertaste.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
good.
I love those.
If you get rid of the aftertaste of alcohol, you could drink it for water. What? Sorry.
You do.
Sorry, I'm an alcoholic.
It's empty now.
Is Buddy smart enough to know not to drink an alcoholic drink?
I am still holding you.
I would say with your memories, with your memories of the previous slave somewhat assembled, at least sensations and ideas, this particular person enjoyed occasional alcohol, but nothing this rich. Mostly just an eighth in a bunch of water, kind of diluted.
Well, I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Would Buddy be smart enough to not want to get one of these drinks?
I honestly doubt it. You can roll for it if you wish.
This was.
I would say this is probably a resilience check.
I once again state I am holding your spines. What do you want? You can't leave your spine. That's
I have like a little bit of residue of like sniff.
Or
Oh no.
stretches out.
Okay, I need that back.
The glass is clean in your hand.
That was weird.
Your hand is
Vadoma?
also clean.
Vadoma, as this occurs and he says that feels weird, you have a sudden memory of him licking you clean out of the guts of a lizard.
No, he never got to. I
No,
stopped
you
him.
started doing it and you
Yeah,
were
I
like,
did.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Yuck.
That felt weird.
The shudder. I just like.
You
lean
okay,
against the
Vadoma?
bar.
Mhm.
Is it cold?
Panzer,
Yes.
this is where you stop.
I can't stop.
I just lean against the bar and like mutter to the bartender, "Give me a vodka cranberry now. Hold the cranberry."
Hold the cranberry.
And he definitely pulls something out from under the counter, waits for your coin.
I give it to him.
Okay.
How much
He,
for?
he takes a silver piece and slides what technically would be a shot for a normal person, a little bit more of a cup for you. Exactly the
That's
opposite
so
of
low.
Panzer.
Yeah, I walk forward. I say, "How strong do you got it?"
We got it pretty strong.
Give me percentages here.
What's-
Sorry. Forgot you don't drink. You're
No. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
But literally, this society, they don't calculate percentages. They just know strong, not strong.
Watered down? Not watered down.
Compared to
50%.
The-
As in, there's 50% alcohol, 50% something. No.
Yeah, but they don't
They don't know
think
that.
about it that way.
Yeah, no.
They think expensive, really good stuff, cheap watered down stuff.
I don't care how it tastes. I want how much is this mug of your strongest stuff?
Mug,
Yes.
20 gold.
Hey, Vadoma.
How much do you need?
Can I have 2 platinum?
I pull out a little stack. Honey, I only deal in gold.
Okay, can I have 20 gold? I haven't refilled in a month.
Okay, so the guy is like, alright then, sets it to the side, reaches back on the back shelf way up with a step stool, pulls down a bottle that hasn't even been opened up yet. It's a short bottle. Pulls out like 5 shot glasses and puts on a show. Like, this is a 25 performance.
Is
kind of show.
this drawing in a crowd?
Not so much a crowd.
No.
Most of the people who are here, would watch from a distance if they're interested. This is just for you. And he just sits here, and eventually you have one multicolored straight vodka.
Oh, I thought he was gonna leave it in the 20 shot glass. I was just gonna.
No,
I
you
pick
asked
up-
for a cup, but he mixed it with different things.
I pick up the mug and I just go.
And he's just like,
Thank you.
and then there's literally 2 guys sitting on a bench across the room.
And the funny thing is, a small young
Yes, I am very small.
There's a red-haired Irish lass.
Holding a slimy blood.
I will put you down this way. It was more just to get you through the crowded street.
Tables look fine. There's plenty of them that are
I'm
empty.
scounging
About
for
half the place
little
is full.
crumbs
Any
and
dragon
scraps that have fell
No.
on the floor, basically cleaning the floor.
Is there?
There's plenty of peanut shells.
Looking for a shady.
Bunch of olives too, by the way.
From toothpicks.
Yeah, no.
Pardon?
I'm basically
Shady
cleaning floors.
characters.
Not in this place. You picked a high enough spot.
I'm going to let's just say that I've taught you basic manners of.
We got our Roomba now.
Just eat
I'll pick a
stuff
random
that
table.
you don't have to pay for.
Okay. There's a round table with enough room
Whether
for
you
all
follow
of you
that
to sit,
advice is up to
eat,
you,
and have.
but it just.
People already get it.
Trevor, we got our Roomba.
Okay, so you want to sit down with
we
other
have a
people?
Roomba.
Yeah. I'm not gonna sit down. I'm gonna ask first.
You leave behind a like very shiny, clean floor.
Yes, because
The one guy who's been walking around, occasionally sweeping stuff up, he just looks at you and he's like,
You bump into a chair, back up, turn.
You just roll a charisma check for me. Just quick.
12 on dice.
That's an 18.
He tries hurting Buddy to different parts of the store where there's more garbage. and food.
17. Yeah.
Okay, 17. Sorry.
17.
That was because I was a 5. My Christmas a 5.
Sorry, I thought it was a 6.
Yeah, it's high enough. It's close though, but during the entire conversation you guys are doing, you can just in the background constantly say, over there. No, it's right there.
All he's doing, he's smart enough.
Yeah, just it's like trying to lead a slug around the store.
It's like pushing the Roomba's button, and she's like, okay, no, go this way,
Pretty
because
much,
he
yeah.
wants to go this way, and then he's like, oh, because I'm trying to do this in layers.
After a while, he leans up next to the counter. He's like, I gotta get me one of these. The table you approach has
Does
the sake
Buddy
of
hear him say
storytelling.
that?
no.
Oh, damn, because if Buddy was like, just go get you a slime and feed it a slave.
For the sake of it, sure. Yeah, it's a little terrifying, and they're like, yeah, on second thought, maybe.
Just give a slime sentience
There you go.
and train it.
You describe the table that you're sitting down to, or asking the folks for that. Sake of storytelling. I'm gonna give you this opportunity. Who are the folks sitting at the table that you decided to join?
Sure. What are the surrounding areas like? Not biomes, but this one regions.
Regions?
Like, are these mountains nearby? Is
Goblins,
there forest?
Goblins in the plains and the hill country to the far northeast. Dry Gulch Mountains and the far east and the dry east across the mountains. Your kind of nation far to the south across the strait. And what else to the north in the mountains?
Okay.
Mostly this country is, surrounded by mountains though. So a majority of goblins and humans and the sprinkling of other people.
You ever played Assassin's Creed Odyssey? The one.
Not Odyssey.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Last one I played was Black Flag.
Okay.
Yeah, just 2 humans.
Okay.
Straightforward. I'm not gonna throw in a lizard folk.
Okay. One of them's wearing armor, looks like a soldier that just came off of duty. The other one looks like a friend, maybe in the line of someone who's a scholar, something like that. Maybe childhood friends that, eventually, grew up, took different paths, but they're still friends and they hang out after work.
Cool. Excuse me.
Yeah. The soldier speaks.
Right. How you doing?
I'm doing good now, I'm off work and I'm drinking this! And he
Nice.
picks up another one and downs it and sets
Is
it
it what I
next.
had?
No.
Okay.
Were these the 2 dudes that saw me knock it back and went, damn?
No, totally different. That was just a meme.
I just came into town. Just had that mint drink. Pretty good stuff.
The John Mulaney bit.
I mean, that's expensive, but hey, it's a spot when you can afford it.
Yeah, I just got done some traveling. Mind if I sit?
Sit down.
I sit down and I set my shield to the side. And what about you? How was your day?
The quiet scholar type is kind of ignoring you, and he's literally writing down numbers on a piece of clay tablet. And he's sitting here every couple of seconds, and he's like, takes out a wet sponge and starts over again. And the soldier, he's sitting here, he's like, dusty, dry, and a little drier now. More cream!
Okay.
You get the idea that milk is used and other things and creams like that are used in drinks and alcohols out here quite a bit.
So you're a guard here? You just got off work?
How could you tell?
The outfit.
I mean, yeah.
You
The
kinda,
outfits
like-
can lie.
I kind of shout over. I haven't taught him sarcasm yet.
Picks up the last one he has on the table. They're always gone when you go for the next one. And downs it. Looks down at his purse.
Are we still talking about alcohol? This guy
And,
looks
yeah,
depressed.
and this guy is one of those people that drinks every day of the week. And he's just sitting here and he's like, looks at his purse and he's like,
Excuse me.
Who
One
are
of
you
the-
looking up at?
Good point. Good
you,
point.
you get the one huge bartender that walks through the room, big burly, probably the bouncer in case something happens. He's like, yeah.
Can I get 3 of these? What he was drinking?
Sure. Holds out his hand.
Yeah. How much?
And the guy leans over. Nothing under 2 silver.
I like how we like spent all our money to get here, and now we're spending the little pocket change we have left on alcohol.
I'm not.
I know, me and him.
Yeah.
A few minutes go by. 3 more of those cream drinks come by. If you pay him any less than that, they spit in it.
Good
And
information.
he knocks one back. Thanks.
No problem. I understand. Does royalty come through here on these areas often?
I think royalty are rare in and of themselves, but I mean, for those few royal families that like to buy slaves, you occasionally see them, or at least a member of their family.
How is the king about other royalties coming into his area?
I couldn't say. I never work at the castle.
Okay. Cool. What's he like?
Well, I couldn't tell you. I mean, they say he's a great conqueror, but honestly, the wars used to be, wars were. Didn't I just have 3 of these? There's 3 there's another stack of glasses over there, and he's sitting here and he's like,
Please don't base this whole man's personality off of me when I'm drunk.
no, I'm not, I'm totally not. And he's sitting here, he's like, it's getting a little dry in here.
He needs
Excuse
water.
me. Can we have some more cream in them?
Now you're talking. And he comes over, brings 3 more.
Does it look like there's more cream, or is it the
Yeah.
same?
I'm just milking you guys dry.
While this is going on,
Don't say that. Ever.
That is the phrase that's used. But anyway, at least up north. Anyway, we got a lot of dairy farms. I live right on the edge of Wisconsin.
we have a lot of dairy farms too.
Not like we have in Wisconsin. Anyway, he's sitting here and he's like, as far as I know, most of the wars, were won a long time ago. got a reputation for being pretty brutal in battle. Battles he has fought, mostly civil unrest, but nothing too big.
Interesting. Is the other guy still writing down numbers?
Yeah, he's constantly erasing and recalculating, just constantly sitting there.
I kind of give both of y'all a nod and kind of nod my head.
Okay, so I do want to do something with the bartender first.
Okay.
So while he's talking
I just
to
have to
them,
ask. I just have to ask something after you.
okay, I turn to him and I say, I feel like you're one of the people you gotta talk to in this town to learn everything. You see the poor when they're celebrating, the rich when they're cheating, and the middle every day.
I mean, depends on what you need to know.
A couple of simple things, really.
Alright.
First, do you know if there's a lot of techies in this town? Tinkers.
I mean, the closest thing we really have to that are mathematicians.
Okay, that's what I was afraid of when I saw the tablets.
I mean, that's more of a Shakar and Zakalia kind of thing.
Like I said, new in town, just checking. Second question is, if you want to talk to the important people, who do you gotta go through first, do you think?
Mr. Wallet. That's pretty much it. Money says all here.
And lastly, you know of any jobs that need doing in the area?
I mean, me personally, there's always the runaway slave.
Anything but that, please.
I mean, I don't know.
There's gotta be some word for a bounty hunter that's not hunting the slave.
Who's talking? You get the idea. He's asking for some coin.
Whose face is on the coins?
They're typically, most of the coins you guys have are Shakar coins.
Okay. So, it would be... Whose face is on the coins?
It's literally a stamp of the trichotomy on it.
Okay. The church is talking. I flip him a silver.
He takes it. Well, I wasn't ready for it. You're supposed to warn me. This is me brain farting, by the way.
It's okay. We gotta cut this off soon.
Coming up with a side quest, and we'll probably finish everything after the bar.
Yeah.
For the night. I mean, there's always monster capture. I mean, the circus really does like, wild beasts. And if you can bring them in alive, they fetch a pretty good price.
That is something I can do.
I mean, I do have a friend that works near the circus. He might tell you what the ones are that you want, at least.
What's his name?
I mean...
I just slipped another silver.
Sure. Doesn't have to go talk to his friend. His name's Mitch. He feeds horses, but he also occasionally gets to cover for the guy that handles the more dangerous creatures in the circus. Just gonna type that in quick, because I don't want to forget next week when I need to come up
I
with
wrote it
what's
down.
his face.
I wrote it down this time. One platinum.
Got it. Okay. That's gonna go under monster hunter. And I think Roll20's locked up on me. Anyway, moving on. Was that all you had for questions, or?
Yeah, that's all I had.
Okay, so moving on to Oliver, what do you want to be doing in the meantime? You said you had some stuff you wanted to ask.
I just wanted to ask if they had an inn or somewhere to sleep.
Yeah.
Why?
Not here. We're just a bar. There is an inn. You go to the circus, circle around to the east side, head down 3 blocks, and it's in the shadow of the highest tower of the castle at
What are you
noon.
doing?
About
Me?
3 or 4 blocks.
Yeah, I'm exchanging a gold
Okay.
for 10 silver.
It's a nice
Oh,
establishment.
8 silver.
I know a friend over there.
I have
Okay.
calculated.
Ellen Tart sent you.
Tart?
Tart.
Part.
Ask him.
I'm gonna let all my party members know, hey, I'm gonna be going, around the circus on the east side of it, because we're on the north side. And then we're gonna go 3 down the block in the shadow of the tallest building
At noon.
at noon. I'll be there.
Okay.
You get there at twilight and you're just like,
What
I
time
don't
is
know
it
where
now?"
it is!
It's like, I don't know.
No, I'm asking the DM. What time is it now?
Probably about 11 a.m. You got here in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be going there and working on potions.
Okay. For the price of this place, you're going to get a medium establishment to slightly higher end, simply because you were asking and they, work behind the scenes to try to get people
Yeah.
more money. You're going to be just for your room, for yourself, with enough space to do chemistry. You're probably going to be paying 3.5 gold for a night.
Okay. Night.
Yeah, 10 silver. Don't make it small.
That's why we're camping outside
2,
town.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Shit, I forgot about that.
8,
Yeah.
9.
So,
10.
yeah, he's not going to be doing that.
Well,
I mean, he did say that
I
he didn't
might.
left everybody, so technically he forgot.
Well, no,
that
I
you guys
stopped
were
him
doing
and
that.
talked to him.
I still might want the room, just so I can actually have the room to actually set up instead of just on the ground. It's harder out there.
Besides, most of the land outside of town technically is owned. You might get run off.
Okay, let's try.
But yeah. I'll
Okay.
be working on a observance potion next.
Okay.
That's what I'll be doing all day.
A potion that will enhance eyesight. Okay. We'll get back to that.
That and hearing.
Beginning of next week.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make knowledge rolls and dexterity crafting checks. They'll stay recorded.
Do you need to do anything, Padoma?
26 on knowledge.
Start heading out for bed because
Dex.
I've got a lot of packing.
Yeah, we're
not the
to do
best.
tomorrow.
Well, tonight has been a late but excellent session. We got in 4.5 hours almost. That's pretty damn good. Thanks you all for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed. I had a blast tonight. I thought tonight went very well.
I'm tired. I gotta travel 6 hours
And
tomorrow.
we'll see y'all later.
Today, technically.
Actually, okay.